This is Fred Beck from Fred Beck's Fighting. Today I'm very lucky to be joined by, once again, MTK nutritionist Greg Marriott. So Greg, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. Very good, thank you. Had a bit of downtime, obviously, since Bully Joe fought. And nice to be back with family, to be fair. Boxing's been a bit quiet, so, you know, it's good in one sense where you get, you know, to reflect and see family, but I'm always itching to get back to work, so can't wait for big fights again.
Yeah, no, it has been a bit empty, the boxing. They got the Conor Ben fight and the Matchroom free trilogy fights this weekend, actually. So the free fights, the Matchroom Gardens, they like to call it. I remember seeing on Saunders' story, are you a Norwich FC fan? Norwich fan?
Unfortunately, not. I'm a Sheffield Wednesday fan.
Oh, Sheffield fan. And they're doing quite well, though, aren't they? Last season.
No, they went down, didn't they?
Oh.
Was that a joke question? No, they went down.
Norwich went up. I'm in Norfolk right now, and Norwich got promoted, Greg.
Oh, there you go. Unfortunately,
it went down. I didn't follow them, but I didn't realize it went down.
That's why I said unfortunately not. But no. Listen, Sheffield Wednesday. I've grew up. You know, my dad used to play for him as a child, so I've always followed them. But I know I do a bit of nutrition for some of the players. I've just seen Josh. I've literally just come back from Josh Windus's house. That's where we're at. And you might not know who he is, but he's got a bad injury at the minute, so I'm just looking after him.
We will. So when you were younger, I guess your dad was a good football player then. Did you have any aspirations to be getting the kind of the football business? Obviously not being a player, but do you like any of the physio coaching?
Do you know what? I played goalkeeper myself, but back in the day, there was nothing really for goalkeepers. If you're a goalkeeper, you just have to kind of make it yourself. It was very, very hard. Nowadays, you get there's something called DSC that's over in near Barnsley way, and there's a lot of things that open for, I won't say academies, but open for kids, you know, to get involved with. There's a lot more opportunities now for kids, but even when I were playing, you know, it's very far and few between. You had to be in the academy or had to get scouted, you know, to actually go somewhere. But now there's a lot of good things happening. There's a guy at Wednesday called Liam Palmer. He's opened a school of excellence. You know, so there's a lot of other pathways opened up where kids can actually get scouted. So I think nowadays it's a lot better for kids. You know, but back in my day, it never really. There were no channels to actually go through. If you weren't good enough, it's kind of like, well, we're here. Find a different career.
Yeah, nowadays they got loads of academies, A side, the A team, B team, and so on and so forth. And what's good about being a nutritionist, you don't have to stick in the boxing region. You go to other sports as well. And like you said, the last time we spoke, it was Canelo Billy Joe Saunders fight week. It was right at the start of May.
Yep.
What I noticed about that injury, I watched it back, and you actually break down the fights quite well. You good, and I remember seeing that fight week. Were you doing MTK social media because you're on your phone quite a lot?
Yeah.
Kind of going like that the whole time.
Yeah, they loved it, didn't they? The thing is, because my front-facing cameras broke out in Vegas, so I had to flip it round. So constantly, I were always doing selfies to everyone, you know. But it was good. Listen, it's a different experience, you know. It was good. It kept it. I think you've got to be real. You know, the thing is with me on camp, you've got to be real. You know, when you're doing the you know, everyone tries to be, I'm not saying professional, but you know, a lot of people say that guy's crazy, Greg's crazy, but I just believe that I've got the courage to be who I want to be in public. Not a lot of people are, you know. So yeah, you got to be like that.
Yeah, most people will be like, oh, what's that person going to think of me? What's that person going to think?
Yeah.
Whoever happened to wear, or if I wear this T-shirt, what are they going to think? Well, it's a lot about that now, isn't it? So give me I spoke to the cut man Jamie Sheldon. He gave me quite a good break for the fight, but what were your thoughts? What were your overall thoughts on the fight?
Listen, I mean, to be honest, when you are part of the team, I never actually see the good things Billy does, ever. I always look at the shots, you know, that he gets hit with. It's kind of strange when you've lived with someone that's part of your family. It's very, very strange. I mean, obviously, you know, I know Jamie obviously coming for last week, but for me, I'm living every punch with him. So I'm expecting him, when he lands on Canelo and makes him Mason, does amazing things. For me, that's just what Billy Joe should do. I don't find it amazing. I find it that's what he should do because he's that good. You know, it's strange. But every shot, I watch every bad thing he does. You know, every time he gets caught, it's like, oh, you know. So for me to break it down while I'm there is different. You know, when I watch it back, listen, it was very, very good. But it's just Canelo was just, it's almost like he was luring Billy into that kind of shot. I remember someone saying something in the corner about him saying in Spanish, you know, when he dips, you know, he rolls and then coming with that shot. So they kind of planned it. But listen, you could fight that fight 10 times over and that shot probably could only ever hit once. And unfortunately it did. But I think, listen, Billy made a good account of himself up to that point, and he was definitely in the fight. People are saying, yeah, until that point, yeah, but he didn't win. No, he didn't win. You know, and it's just unfortunate that obviously he got that injury. You know, I think Billy knows himself. He had to win very, 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 very clear. And the way they were going, it wasn't, you know, one-sided. It was very evenly matched until that. But you know, I've talked to Billy after, you know, and to be fair, he's all right. He's more than all right. You know, Billy's one of them kids. It's like, yeah, fair enough, better man beat me at night. You know, he doesn't hold grudges, and he's not like, right, that's it. You know, I'm gonna get come back from. I'm not saying come back from it, like, and show everybody. He's not bothered what people think. You know, he went in there, tried to do a job, and unfortunately, it didn't work out for him. So it is sad. It is very, very sad. When we did a long camp, Fred. You know, I think we did about like an 18, 19 week camp. You know, very, 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 very long. You know, so you get emotionally, you know, attached to camps like that. People say you shouldn't do, but you have to. As a nutritionist, you know, everything we do, Greg, we want to go for a walk, come on. You know, we go to church on a Sunday together. It's like you become part of a family, you know. So it is, someone's got to lose, unfortunately, and it were Billy Joe. But when you put that much time and effort in, it just hurts a bit more than watching it on TV as a fan, you know.
Yeah, I remember watching it 4 in the morning on this laptop, and it does, when you watch something live, it does seem like you're there in the moment. I don't know what it's like there at the stadium. What, 70,000 people there? There's two things I want to talk about. One thing that's never been mentioned is the fight that broke out between Tom Saunders, Billy Joe Saunders' dad, when the fight got stopped. No one's ever talked about this. I think you might. Were you there when that happened?
I was right there. You know, to be honest, I got a lot of social media saying, you know, calling me all different names. Why didn't you do anything? And you know, I can't do anything. What am I going to do in that situation? For one, I'll be banned. You know, I'm going to get. You know, there's not. And it was security. What happened is, so Billy Joe, obviously, in the corner, there was some commotion. We knew that obviously something wasn't right. I didn't actually know what it was. I didn't know that his eye had actually gone at that point. I've not got the best eyesight. So, you know, we knew that something was wrong. And then obviously when they waved the fight off and Canelo were on the shoulders, obviously, you know, his dad realised something was not right. So his dad jumped the fence to get to his son, which naturally I would. You would, it's your son. It's you don't even think, oh, will I be all right jumping over the fence? You just do it. He jumped over the fence, and this security guy just obviously, you know, just went to grab him. I don't know if he swung a punch at him.
He pushed him quite hard. He sent it kind of flying.
Yeah. I mean, and then obviously he went flying. He knocked a very, very nice gentleman called Mick Collier over, who works for the British Board of Compulsion Control. He was actually sat in a wheelchair, believe it or not, because he'd had an operation. His wheelchair went up in the air. You know, he was laid out on the floor. I'm like, wow. And like, I couldn't get to anybody. You know, Fury were right outside of me, saying, why did we do anything? And that it was a security. It wasn't going to get out of hand. Do you know what I mean? Because it was a security. And obviously, Tom Watts, which was Billy's best friend, you know, who's camp manager, he jumped over just to obviously get out, you know, help Billy's dad. You know, at that point, in fact, he was straight over. It happened so quick. As I'm saying it, it's happened like, you know, this is like a 5-minute thing. It wasn't like a 5-second thing. But he jumped over and obviously, you know, said, what's going on, tried to stop him. And as quick as it happened, you know, it stopped. But, you know, it was just Billy's dad trying to get to his injured son. That's all it was. but obviously, listen, the security got to do a job. You know, I don't. When someone's rushing it forward at you, you have to react, and he just did his job. But obviously, it was he got caught on camera, and it was another fun thing to the weekend. You know.
Yeah, it certainly was. Just one thing, Greg, is now if you move your fingers over the side, one side
Sorry,
of the camera.
go on.
That's good. So how come you guys, since you're part of a team, and how come how come you weren't closer to the ring though? For seating wise.
That's how it was. I mean, we got designated tickets. They were supposed to be the best tickets, and when it all come to, listen, it's politics. I don't know. We got the best tickets. Yeah, fair enough. You know, and the last thing that you think about is let's go and see where his ticket is before the venue. There's a lot bigger fish to fry at that point. You know, getting Billy ready. When we got there, it was like, that was front row for us. So we were like, fair enough. But to be honest with you, I don't really like the floor tickets anyway. You can't really see much. You know, the cameras, the zone cameras, or it's Sky, whatever. You know, there's so many things in the way. You're ducking and diving. You can't really see much at all. It's not really a good place to sit. So I like the tiers sections. You know, just where you just offset over the ring are the best tickets in the house or front room.
Yeah, I remember it's
but you don't get the atmosphere.
Yeah, upper tier front row. There certainly was atmosphere there. I mean, you said earlier you've spoken to Billy. He said I think he's done one interview. I might have been a talk sport since the fight. Keeping it on the low at the moment. Do you think he'll ever fight again, or do you think that's a conversation they'll be having with his dad, Tom?
The right fight's got to come for Billy Joe. I mean, it's hard for Billy Joe to get up for fights in the past, like in Murray's. No disrespect, but it is. You know, he needs that big fight to get up for it. And to be honest with you, I think the only other fight that's gonna entertain him would probably be if they asked for him to fight Golovkin. Would he want that fight? I've no idea. That's not something that's just something I'm saying. You know, a big name. I don't think they'll ever come with Canelo again. And the other one, I'd only expect if Eubank was actually calling Billy out on social media saying, I want you, are you going to sign, yes or no? I'm going to sign here. Do you want to sign, or do you want to be a kind of a chicken, kind of thing, run away, because I'm saying I want to fight you. I think that'd bring him out, because he's already beaten, yeah, fair enough. Does he need to do it again? No. But if Eubank put it on him that much, I think he just wants to do it to prove a point, because there's so much, there. It's almost like Kell Brook and Khan. It's made for a fight that's just, who wants the bragging rights? And that's what it is, So I think that'd be the fight that would probably get Billy Joe motivated, because the other ones, I don't think he's thinking to get to another world title shot unless someone says, yeah, he's a world title shot now, for 15-week time, or will he have to get himself in another position to become, mandatory or whatever? I don't know. I don't know the ratings. I don't know where they are, but I'd say the Eubank fight if he made that much noise.
Yeah, I see what you mean there. I mean, when you got pound Canelo Alvarez, I guess it's not. It's a step down, but they're still quality opponents. And a lot of people have been saying the trip down back to middleweight at 160. Since you're a nutritionist, do you think there's any chance of that happening, or do you think he'll be staying at 168 for the rest of his career?
I mean, we're all talking about if he's even going to come back at 168. I think Billy Joe is a true middleweight. Has he passed the boat now with his age, and obviously, not staying around them kind of weights, long enough? I think it's a bridge too far, that one. And Billy probably even say it himself. It could be done. It could definitely be done, but it's going to take time. And I don't think that now what everything Billy Joe's achieved, to get down to 160 and the time it's going to take, campaigning, fighting other people to then get a position to, become a world champion back at 160, unless he went straight in,
Friday.
Yeah, it'd be hard. I think it'd be too, nothing. Oh man, it's like, do you know what? I can't be bothered. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
He likes hard work. Don't get me wrong; he can do it, but is it more? Can he get up to? Is he going to motivate him enough to want to do it? That's the difference. So it can be done, but it'd take more than 16 weeks. Put it that way, hell of a lot more, because he hasn't been here for a long, long time.
I remember seeing the David Lemieux weigh-in. I can't say his name properly, in Canada, and he looked drained at 160. And then that's what a lot. That was what 2016, I think, 15. Oh, so no,
Yeah.
2017. That was 2017. Yeah, and that was a long time ago, And then when especially harder.
Yeah, we had a lot of problems with regulating a few things over there. Listen, I'm not making excuses. He bounced in the ring and made best performances of his career for me, But there were a few. I think there were a few tricks that we didn't account for, off obviously the opposition side. What made it really, really hard for us for making weight them last few days. I'm not going to tell you exactly what, but there's always people pulling tricks and different stunts, and it was something that it could have been done a little bit easier and through no fault of our own. But we got him to the weight, and it's I think I give Billy more fuel. That adds more fuel to the fire for Billy. All right, then, Faith, you've tried to do me over here. Watch, that's how he is.
I mean, you can't really make any excuses for that performance because that's the best you could ever have, really. I don't make too much today, Greg, but there's two other fighters I want to talk about. Is there any news on Kell Brook at the moment? Because we haven't heard anything from a long time, since October, since he fought Crawford.
I'm currently laying in bed in his house.
Oh, is he there right now?
He's upstairs. So obviously there's only one reason that I'd be laying in Kell Brook's house. That's because there's a fight looming.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's as much as I can.
No, what weight?
What weight?
Yeah.
It'll be just above welterweight.
Yeah. So what's that? 150.
Lightly. Yeah.
And do you have a date?
The date is looking for about somewhere October time, late October.
Okay. So this is a year out the ring. And
I'll let you make your
right now.
Sorry, yeah. I'll let you make your own mind up about his opponent.
Yeah. Well, I've no idea. I'll wait till my commentator leaks something. And one other fighter I want to mention, Kid Galahad. Are you still involved in kind of the Ingle fighters, that kind of sector?
Yeah. I've been on in the gym today. Always obviously working with Billy Joe and obviously MTK. They take priority. They always will. But obviously with the downtime, obviously working with Kell, that was one of the conditions that that I said. If Kell does fight again, that it will probably be his last fight, and it was always an agreement that I could always do the last fight with Kell. So his fight's here, and so yeah, obviously I'm back down training in the Ingle gym.
Is this Kell's last fight then? You're saying?
Well, I should imagine so. So. Sorry.
So Amir Khan's looming then, basically.
I have no idea who the opponent is, Fred. I have no idea.
But say no comment. That's what you're gonna say. No comment.
Correct. I mean, it could not be his last fight, but I think it's heading that kind of way for him. He's not getting any younger, and to make that weight does take something from him. It always has and it always will. It's all right. It's easy to say someone I should fight at a different weight, but for what opponent and for what belt, for what risk and what reward, that's what you got to think about. So, I'm here as his nutritionist to make whatever weight he wants to be at the best. If I thought that 2 weeks before a fight that it's dangerous and something were going to go wrong, then I couldn't care what fight it is. I'd say, I don't, we'd have a talk and say it's not right. But it's going to be another good journey, this one. But he's under Dominic Ingle again, working at Ingle Gym. So yeah, I've been around Kid Galahad today. He's got a fight coming up, I think, a week on Saturday, which he's going to be a good fight. Listen, Jazza Dickens and Barry, he's beaten before, but Jazz is a different fighter now. He has come a long way, and I think he'll do I think they'll both. I think it'll be a good show. Listen, Barry's the fittest guy I've ever seen in boxing. I promise you. He's just a freak at what he does, you know. But Jazz will be there all night, you know. 12 rounds, trains hard as well. So Jazz is MTK. I don't actually work with Jazza, but listen, best man will win at night.
Yeah, I know it's rematch as well. The last fight was ages ago for the British title. See, this interview is a perfect example of why you should be a pundit, Greg. Have you ever thought about that? Being a pundit.
What's that, sorry?
This interview is a perfect example of how you should become a pundit. Have you ever thought of that, becoming a boxing pundit?
You think it'll take off, Fred?
I think it would. I think you're good, Greg. I think you should be part of the matchroom team.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You better put it out there. But
all right, Greg, I don't take too much of time. My condolences for Sheffield Wednesday. I didn't realise they got relegated. But thanks so much for your time today, Greg. That's great, mate.
We'll be back. They'll be back up the Owls. Thank you.
Right, Greg,
Cheers,
thanks
Fred.
so much, mate.
Thanks, mate. Take care. Bye.